Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Balance. I have a couple announcements, good, bad, or otherwise. Jimmy and I are being spread a little thin, and I had to decide which classes to keep and which classes to suspend. So for the month of July, we will not be having a balance class for the month of July. However, I haven't decided if we'll have time in August. So for the month of July, there will not be a balance class. However, I will send the Zoom recording for each balance class with the handout to remind you to keep going, because it's actually the consistency that will keep or improve your balance over time. The other issue I'm running into, and the reason for suspending this class for a while, is I'm concerned about doing things that may be dangerous for you guys at home. And as I've kind of exhausted the basics that you need for daily balance. If there are any suggestions or ideas to that avail, please let me know. On that note, I have come up with a pretty massive handout for today's class, and I'm going to walk through that. Demi is editing it as we speak. It does have pictures and exercises, basically another set of 10 exercises for you to do. If you have trouble hearing me, let me know, but I think all is well with the sound system right now. No music. Can you all see that I have a line on the floor? It may be tough to see. It's a black line, and we're going to do some things on the chair. I'll review the ball exercises, and if anybody wants a handout, I don't have that on my computer, but I do have the pictures I can mail out to you. Just let me know. Let's see. Let's just get started, okay? I'm going to turn my chair so you can see what I'm doing. However, I want you to make sure that you're holding on to either a chair or a countertop or both. Once you perfect the skill, you can go from holding on with both hands to holding on with one hand, to touching with one hand, to holding on or touching with a finger, and then to letting go. So you decide what stage you're at. I want you to build strength and time first before you let go. Okay? Here we go. So the first one is called a single limb stance. And I'm actually going to teach you how to stand on one arm. Actually, no, I'm not. One leg. So, you all know me pretty well. And if you don't, you may not want to know anymore. We're going to start hands on the chair. And maybe you can see me this way. You want to shift your weight to your left foot and pick up your right foot. The left knee should have a slight bend in it. If you're having pain, you want to adjust the angle you're in, if possible, so that you're not in pain. Please do not lock your knee. By having your knee soft, and that's the one you're standing on, it activates the muscles to increase the strength in that musculature. Okay, so now shake it out. You did about 20 seconds on that one leg. The goal is to build to a minute on each leg. So now let's shift and balance on your right leg. Feel free to hold on. If you already know that your balance is pretty good, you can let one hand drop, but I'm leaving that up to your discretion. From one hand, you can say, I'm going to touch. Then you could touch with a finger, or you can let go and find your balanced place. Nice deep breath and shake it out. About 20 seconds on each leg. Well done. That was excellent. Okay, so the next thing is called eye tracking, and there will be pictures. Those of you that have vestibular issues or inner ear issues, you may or may not want to do these exercises because they can create some dizziness. So I'm going to walk you through this. If you think you may be dizzy, I want you to sit and try this. If it makes you dizzy, stop. Absolutely stop. Okay. So, and I apologize for using my handouts, but I want to do them correctly. So the first one is to hold your thumb comfortably in front of your face with your elbow bent. And they say use your dominant hand. I don't think it really matters. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to move your thumb as far to the right as possible and track it and track it with your eyes without moving your head. Then you're going to come back to center and then go left, keeping your head as still as possible, moving only your eyes. And then you're going to come back to center. What we're doing is training our inner ear and vestibular system using your eyes. You're going to lift your finger or your thumb up, track it keeping your head neutral. Try not to hold your breath. And then same thing this time all the way down. Bring that thumb back up to center. Shake it out. If you're not sure which hand is easier to do it with, then feel free to try both. Okay? The next exercise is to extend your arm and repeat the same thing. So now my arm is out in front, both my eyes are tracking. You can sit to do this or have your knees soft and follow your hand to the left. Doesn't matter which direction. Head should stay neutral. If you start to turn your head, you've gone too far. And now back to the center. If you're not comfortable bringing that hand across, trade hands. And follow with your eyes as far as you can. And back to the center. And again, all the way up. If at any time you get dizzy, stop what you're doing. And back to the center. And then down with an extended arm. And back to the center. Okay, everybody doing okay? Wonderful. All right. The next exercise is called the clock reach. And what I want you to do is stand on the line if you possibly can. And I'm going to move the chair so that I can hold on. So I'm going to stand with one foot on either side of this line. And I'm going to relax my arms. My knees are soft but straight. My eyes are straight ahead. And I'm going to count for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, breathing normally in and out through your nose. We're going to shift the weight to one foot and pick up the other and count for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. If you don't have to hold on, you don't have to. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then set that foot down, shift your weight to the other foot, and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Notice how we're working mostly on balance to start with. Okay. The purpose of this next exercise is to strengthen your ankles and your hips and add range of motion to your shoulders and your upper body. So what I'm going to say at first is the recommendation is to stand on one leg and move your arm 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. Back and protect your shoulders, 6 o'clock, and then across the body. So you're pulling your weight off center while building strength in that supporting leg. Again, to the front, center, to the side, center, to the back, center, and across the body. And this one makes it tougher on your balance. And back to the center. And now, instead of that clock reach being with the foot, you're doing it with the upper body. Shift your weight now to your other foot. And if you like, you can turn. I won't be on the line this time, but I can hold on. That didn't work. Okay, hold on with the other hand. Shift your weight to the foot closest to the chair and bring the arm forward while you're balancing on that one leg. Center and then to the side and to the back and across the body, holding each position a couple seconds at a time. And let's do that one more time. Reach forward, center, side, center, back, center, and across the body, and back to center. You may also notice that one side is much better at this than the other. It's okay. You're training both to balance your body. So that was the clock reach. The next exercise I have for you is called the staggered stance. So we're going to stand with one foot in front of the other. I'm looking at the line because it's actually Sharpie on some clear packing tape. All right. So now, staggered, one foot is in front of the other. If I do that facing you, your feet would be in line. I do not want you to lock your knees like this. Do not lock your knees. Keep the knees soft but straight. Stand and hold the position for 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, with or without the chair. 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to step back and repeat with the other foot in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. While you're there, put your hand on the chair. And now what I want you to do is turn your head side to side and see if that affects your balance and your stability. It tends to make me sway side to side. So I really need to hold on for this. Okay. The next one is raising one arm and one leg, same side at the same time. So I'm going to put one foot on the line, and now I'm going to lift and bring it back, and lift and bring it back. Or you can choose to lift in one direction, arm up, leg up, and hold that position and count to 10. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And shake it out. Grab a drink of water, please. Okay, we got to be balanced, so we're going to do it on the other side. Shift your weight to that foot. Knee is soft, building strength in your ankle and your quad and your calf. And now with the other arm, lift and count to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just for the heck of it, swing to the back, swing to the front, swing to the back, and now shake it out. This balance stuff is intense and tiring. So please don't practice when you're tired. That increases your risk of falling and getting hurt. Okay, we've done this one before, but we're going to improve the strength in our quads and our hip flexors. So when our hip flexes, means that muscle's getting tighter, it's pulling the knee up, and then set it down. Other side, lift, and you determine the height of your lift. The higher the knee lifts, like this, okay? No need to go higher than 90 degrees, which would be up here. Lift. Make a tabletop out of your thigh and down. So marching now. As your hip flexors get stronger, you tend to pick your feet up higher and not drag or slide your feet, so your chances of tripping go way down. This also helps with hip strength, balance, and self-esteem. Okay, good job on the marching. Anybody getting tired yet? All right, we are going to try now. I do this on a regular basis in our yoga class. On the handout, it's called body circles. So I want you to start where you're close to the chair. Your feet are hip width apart. And you're going to shift your weight. First, side to side. Notice how the pressure changes. Now it's under the right foot, then under the left. Under the right, under the left. If you notice, there's quite a bit of range of motion side to side. The difficulty comes when you go forward and back. So if I change my position so you can see better, much smaller range of motion forward and minimal back without you starting to fall. So now we're going to circle. We're going to shift our weight to your right foot and then forward and left foot and back. If you notice at any time that you're uncomfortable, hold on to the chair. You're teaching your proprioceptive system, or your inner ear, what a safe range of motion is, and to learn that it's important to keep your head on top. And now change direction and circle. Try not to hold your breath. Please do not be discouraged by any of these exercises. The more you practice, the easier they will be. And it's consistency that will keep you going. Okay, so after we do body circles, and there's lots of pictures, we're going to do heel toe. And this is what I call tightrope walking. They call it heel toe. I'm going to start with my heel on the floor, and when I look, I'm not bending completely over, looking down the bridge of my nose. And then my eyes stay toward the end. If you can put a piece of tape, or if you have a wood floor, follow one beam of wood. And as you walk, try not to lock your knees, touch and move. You could be right next to the chair and still do, or slide along your counter. Touch and touch. Now I'm going to recommend that you do the same thing backwards. Touch the toe to the foot that's planted, or to the heel. Touch. Eyes stay focused on one spot straight ahead of you. Touch. 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 And you can look down and say, hey, am I pretty close to the line? Good job. You can also do this walking down a hall. Focus on something on the end of, at the end of the hall and walk. What you'll notice is the faster you walk, the easier it is to balance. The slower you move, the more muscle fibers that are recruited, and the harder it is to balance. Okay? So that's heel toe. We have two more, and then we're going to go to the ball for a quick review. Okay, so number 8 is called stepping. This is hard to demonstrate here. Actually, I have an idea. So whatever you want to use in your house, I would say maybe a cardboard box. Here I can use weights in hopes that they don't roll. So the first kind of stepping, and make sure they're far enough apart, is to be able to lift your knee and set your foot in between. Lift and step, lift and step, lift and step. Spine stays as tall as possible. Now, because my hair has grown, I don't have eyes beyond my head, and we're not going to do that backwards. Okay, so now we're going to side step. Step. Give yourself enough room to put that other foot in between. Step, step, step. And again, back the other way. Big step. So you have enough room for your foot. And step, and step, and step. There are lots of things you can do with these weights. The next exercise would be maneuvering around your obstacles and creating a figure 8. So we're going to walk in between, small circle, small movements. You can also step to the side, step in between, step to the side, step in between, step to the side, step in between, step to the side, step in between. Okay, so use your imagination. Just please be very careful with obstacles on the floor. Okay, one more exercise, and that is what we call dynamic walking. I think I did some of that in class this morning. All right, all the different ideas, figure 8, side stepping, forward stepping, dynamic walking. Now, you can do this with a friend. I'm going to move away from the line. You could do it in the hallway. You want to pretend like you're walking with someone and you're talking to them and carrying on a conversation. So can you walk down the hall and say hello, and then hello, and what are you doing, and turn around, come back, moving your head from side to side without walking like you're drunk. Nobody's there to watch, so do this before you have your cocktail. Okay, any questions? Sorry, I guess I can't see your hands. Send me questions by email. I want to do a review on the ball, and then I'll repeat the announcements I made in the beginning. So we're going to start on the ball. I'll turn to the side so you can see. It's rocking your pelvis back and forward, back and forward. So buttocks comes forward, pelvis goes back. And you decide what range of motion is good. Your upper body stays very still as you do this. And then the next activity is to shift your hips side to side, trying to keep your shoulders stationary. When you sit on the ball, make sure your thighs are either parallel to the floor or your hips are just a little bit higher than your knees. And now from here, we're going to draw those circles. It's almost like doing a hula hoop. Shoulders stay as still as possible, and you circle in a range of motion that's comfortable for you. It may be slight motion or it may be extreme. Depends on your past life and your history as a dancer. Then come back to the center, make sure your thighs are touching, and bounce. I love this one. I'm actually having a ball. Ha ha. Okay, so from here, you're activating all the little muscles along your spine. Do not leave the ball, because as soon as you do, the ball will not be there when you come back down. Okay. The next exercise is to strengthen obliques and core. You're going to shift your weight slightly to one and pick up a foot. And then you're going to shift and lift, shift and lift. This also strengthens your hip flexors. So we're going to sit and march with or without a bounce. Once you can do that and keep that ball still, you would start by holding on or bracing the back of the ball next to a chair if you want. From here, then to here, then to here. Okay. Then I want you to pick a leg up, extend it, bring it back in, and set it down. Move back so you can see my full foot. Out, in, and down. Up, out, in, down. Holding that ball as still as you can. Feeling the muscles work through your core. And then if you want to get a little crazy, you can do one arm at a time, or you can do opposite arm and leg. Or you can pick up your foot and say, okay, I'm going to write my name in cursive, first name, and dot the I's, right? And then last name, cursive, that was the L, and dot the I. Okay? Plenty of things we can do to build core strength, and just sitting on the ball will help. I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you for joining me. I have all these exercises laid out with pictures. Demi will be critiquing all of it for me and editing it so it makes sense when I send it to you. You all know how to get a hold of me by replying to these emails or giving me a call. Thank you. Again, there will be no live balance classes, but I will be sending you recordings and handouts to each class. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.